JT Poston really had control of the tournament from day three. Just had to play a
Yeah,
solid Sunday. Ends up winning his third professional tournament. The Postman, solid player. You know, he's gonna compete. He's like one of these journeymen that are just gonna stay out on the tour for a long time, sneak up, get a win, get an exemption every couple of years, and keep it
yeah,
rolling. He reminds me very much of like a Kevin Streelman type player. Big
yeah.
talent, you know, able to get the ball around. So you know, some certain weeks he's a buzzsaw, and he's just going to be hard to beat. And this was one of those weeks. A very solid iron player, and just you know, overall, just seems like a really
Sneaky
chill
long.
guy. Yep, yeah, yeah. You don't expect much out of him. He's starting to look like he does have the dad bod going on. Used to be real slight, but he's a new father, and they were saying this was going to be his first professional win as a father. So let's throw up his what's in the bag. We'll go through it pretty quickly. He is a Titleist staffer, so there's not much variation in this bag. So we'll kill it real quick and hit this and keep it moving. So that's JT
Yes, sir.
Poston. If you don't know him, plays the Traditions golf shoe as well. Um, I bought a new pair of these bad boys this last couple weeks ago. I don't love them. They're a stiff shoe, so not a fan of the Traditions FJ. This is his bag. Again, Titleist staffer, hanging out with some other Titleist staffers. This kid right here, Joe Highsmith, lefty. If he gets his stuff
Yeah, lefty.
together, that man gets birdies like a nobody's business. He can score.
Yeah,
If he ever puts together I, a tournament and gets a win, I think he could go on an incredible run. Really talented lefty.
yeah.
Don't sleep on Joe Highsmith. You'll see that name again. So in the driver's spot, Titleist GT3 at 9 degrees, rocking the Mitsubishi Diamana BF60 Tour X Flex. The Mitsubishi Diamana making the comeback, man. There's
Yeah.
another shaft that he plays that is also making a comeback. We are getting away from the days where there's only one
Juventus.
shaft dominating. Yeah, the Ventus is starting to have some competition. So what do you think? Because you have the TSR 3, right?
Yeah, I have the
No.
TSR.
Oh, sorry, they had the old picture up. So he has the GT3 in the bag now.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
this is
No, no,
his.
no.
Yeah,
As soon as you said it, I was like, no, 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 that's fine. But no, the 60 gram tour stiff is really what's tripping me out. But that's part of the reason why he's sneaky long. You either gonna have something heavy handed to where you're making sure you're making solid contact, or you're gonna have something a little bit lighter so you can get the club head speed up. And so he has clearly went the 60 gram route, which is a very light shaft for a tour player for
for a
sure.
pro.
I
Yeah,
mean, you really don't see anything less than like 70 unless they're really trying to rip it or they're an older
yeah.
gentleman or something like that. So yeah, he's really trying to get his clip head speed up, and I'm guessing the conditions of the GT3 have really helped with aerodynamics because that's one of the big talking points that they've made. If you watch any of the footage that they've put out through the Titleist YouTube and stuff like that,
But
but
I mean, at this point, can we really? Is that more marketing than anything? Do you think? I mean, aerodynamics on the driver in 2024. How much more can we really tweak at this point?
I mean, not much more, but still, aerodynamics speaking, you can do that. And again, like we talked about, moving the weight in the head that way, it's a lot more backloaded to where the front end is moving a lot faster and stuff like that. It's still a few
Yeah,
tinkers and stuff you can do, but you're right. We're hitting the limitations. But again, like I said, you just watch a few videos. They're like 2-minute videos and stuff like that. It really shows you how they put the crown together and stuff like that to stop drag and things like that. So yeah,
yeah. I think as you mentioned right off the top, shaft is kind of becoming the way to maximize the numbers beyond what the heads are able to achieve. Um, so in the three wood Titleist TS2 at 15 degrees, graphite design Tour AD, mentioned again another shaft kind of sneaking up on the Ventus. We're seeing the Tour
Mm-hmm.
AD. I want to say this is the third or fourth What's in the Bag that we've done where somebody's playing the Tour AD, making the comeback um out here on tour, getting popular. I almost sent it to you, but it was so annoying and badly put together. It was a guy on IG saying, "Oh, this is what your shaft says about you." And he was giving crap to the tour AD saying, "Oh, if you're an amateur playing this shaft, you're not as good as you think you are." And I was like, I don't think you know much about the tour AD to say that.
Yeah, bro. Please
It
relax.
was a weird video. Yeah, I didn't even bother because it was a quick skip after I watched it twice just to make sure I wasn't tripping. But
Yeah.
yeah, what do you think about this setup here?
I like the TS2. The TS2 tells me that he wants to be able to swing freely. He wants to be in the more forgiving game because the TS3 is like the tighter profile, a little bit harder to pinch that thing out. It's going to give you more high, it's going to give you more ball speed off the face, but it's also less forgiving. The TS2, I'm not saying it lets you spray a lot more, but it gives you a chance to, not necessarily hit it in the middle and still be okay off the tee and stuff like that. So I think he wanted that, and he'll probably follow that with like either his 5 wood or hybrid or something like that as well.
Use correct. So
Ta.
the hybrid at 19 degrees has it setting at 0.75 degrees upright.
Yeah.
Again, carrying through with the graphite design. Yeah, I mean, like you said, looking for a little bit of forgiveness, which is not wrong. I mean, why would you make the game harder than it already is? So
Exactly. That's why I have a hybrid in the bag again. Not trying to struggle hitting a driving iron when I'm not striking the ball as good as I think I should be. So we are going to hit a cheater club, as we used to call it. Remember when we used to call cheater clubs? That used to
right.
be, oh my God, bro.
But it's so
The whole
silly
first
though,
five
right? I
years.
mean,
Right.
but the ego in the golfer that thinks you have to make the game harder or hit something that looks like a butter knife, it's just ridiculous. So
Cooler. Yeah. Stop that.
whatever. Nobody cares as long as you score.
Hmm.
The Titleist, it seems like he goes back and forth. He does play the U500 in the 4 iron, but this week looks like he
Mm.
had the Titleist T100S in the 4 iron with the Project X 6.5 shaft,
Okay.
and then also plays the Titleist T100s 5 through 9. Again, the same Project X 6.5 shaft. I mean, this
Hmm.
is a really solid game, not game improvement. It's not go there, but you're getting a little bit of help, and with still a super small profile and an
Yeah.
iron, looks really good down by the ball, but he's not playing blades. He's not.
Right.
A lot of these Titleist staffers you see in the CB or MB or a mix set when they have some of the longer irons are in the T100. He's like, nah, bro, give me that that 9 iron
Yeah.
T100. I'll take all the help I can get.
I want to see a Titleist after with the T150s just through the bag. But nobody needs to. I mean, at this stage, they don't really need to play like stronger lofted clubs like that. But that's what the
No, no,
T100S is. The T100S is probably like a
right.
21-degree 4 iron compared to like a 23 or a 24 or something like that they usually play. So that's a little bit out of the norm. But I think
I mean,
when you're
I
playing
could see
longer irons
some.
like that,
I could see some of these, short hitters putting the T1 150 in the bag. Think
T150
about
is
like
just two
somebody.
degrees stronger. It's not. It's like instead of you hitting a 47-degree pitching wedge, you're hitting a 45, which is stuff that you see through 75% of the sets and pitching wedges that are even on the market right now. So it's not even that hard out
Yeah,
of the norm. But when you're hitting a 47-degree pitching wedge, 140, 145 carry, why do I need 2 extra degrees of loft? They're
that's
just
true. That's true. It's
haters.
different. In the wedges, nothing super unique here. Pretty
Yep.
standard tour issue. The Vokey SM10s and the pitching wedge 46 degrees, the 50. the 56, but been to 55, which I like. And then again,
The
no surprises
60
here. We've
wedge
been seeing
works.
this again. We've been seeing
Yep.
the wedge works in the 60 like every week. This is
Yeah.
no surprise. And then let me not skip over the shaft here, the True Temper Dynamic Gold S400. Again, I mean, this is pretty stock
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, heavy shafts for the wedges, the wedge setup. You know, we're seeing SM10s, SM9s all the way through, and then the 60 turns into that wedge works with the, you know, the it's interesting. I mean, it's a very proven combo at this point. You
Right.
can't really go wrong.
With the shots that they hit now, where they're actually trying to get the ball in the air, I think it is. I mean, out of the bunker, land comes out high, lands soft. Coming into greens, I need a 70-yard, 80-yard shot. Why chop off a 55 when I can hit this 60 and then hit the spin and then I still have the same amount of bounce and stuff like that? So it's still cutting through the turf, so I'm getting clean contact. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I see it. I definitely see
Yeah.
it.
The putter, the Scotty Cameron Golo 5. He was playing the black version this week. He also kind of alternates between one that the bottom is just slightly different color, but it's essentially the same putter that he plays regularly. So not
Mm-hmm.
much variation. Likes a little half mallet. I mean, again, we have left the days of the bladed putter. I wonder, everything makes a comeback at some point, right? I
Yeah,
wonder when we're going to start seeing bladed putters coming back, but I think after, Scotty let the reins go on his bladed putter earlier in this season, I think there was like no shame and everybody else. It was just like, let's go do it, right?
yeah,
Why make the game hard if it doesn't have to be? If you can get technology on the greens where your money is made, do
yeah,
that. It doesn't make sense
exactly.
to make this, again, the part of the game where you score hard for yourself or really have to manipulate the club and input it. We're going to see more of those lab putters coming out. We've seen the TaylorMade Spider be super popular this year. Um, Scotty's coming out with some different looks that we haven't seen from Scotty in the past.
Yeah,
More forgiving, more help. You mentioned the technology several what's in the bags ago about the visual look of the Scotty putters that they're coming with these days. So a lot of different technology coming into the greens these days.
yeah. Interesting fact about JT Poston and this particular putter. Switched to this exact Golo 5 in 2019 and has won 3 out of his 4 PGA Tour wins with that exact putter. So think it's something to that.
Yeah, why take it
A
out
little slant neck mallet. Yep,
if it's not broken? Why take it out of the bag?
I'm loving my
And
Scotty.
then playing the Titleist Pro V1X. You always know by the red number. Really good
Yes,
ball.
sir.
That's all. If I'm playing Pro Vs, I've been playing the X a lot more versus the standard Pro V1, and I don't. I used to be a little bit hesitant about that extra layer. Generally, I prefer like a 3 layer ball, but this Pro V1X that they currently have out on the market, really good 4 piece ball. Not super spinny. I mean, it's the right amount of distance off the driver, and then really good with the irons. I love this ball.
Yeah, to me, I mean, like we always say, you want to play a ball that's predicated for your game. Again, this is the rangefinder versus the GPS discussion over and over again. If you're skilled enough to know your game and what your game is modeled to do, then you want to play a ball that's modeled for your game. So for me and you that play through the air, very aerial, spinny, this is the perfect ball for that. And with the driver, it still is going to get some rollout, but it's going to hang in the air. It's going to pierce through it. You're not sitting here worried about your off the face, attack angle and stuff like that because it's still going to get up in the air with a nice trajectory and it's still going to cut through there even on a windy day and still give you some extra rollout. and then it'll still
Yeah.
have that unique green side spin. And with the compression now, it's way more likable. It's not clicky anymore. It's so much more of a soft feel, not not the Pro V1 soft, but soft enough to where you can
Right.
still get some reception. And when it's coming off the face, you can really feel it kind of squeeze in before it comes off the face. So I'm really in love with it
Yeah.
when I'm not playing my Tour BXS.
Yeah. I also on pretty mild days, like I don't mind the Titleist AVX ball, which is a slight tier below the Pro V1. But
Yeah,
as we played last Monday, I started off with the AVX in my first round, and it was way too spinny. The AVX was just for the wind conditions. On a mild day, not a problem. But
yeah.
on a day where it's a lot of wind, it just starts to balloon a little bit. I switched over to this one in the second round, and off the driver, much better results. So definitely
Hmm.
makes a difference. And it was cool just to kind of realize that pretty quickly, just with eyes that I wasn't getting as much carry with the driver as I usually expect or really want out of my game. So that's JT Poston's What's in the Bag. You get a lot of stuff out of this channel, y'all. A little business knowledge, a little technical golf knowledge, a little BS in here and there. You're in a well-rounded environment. So uh
Absolutely.
hit that subscribe button, hit that membership button. We got you covered on all things golf.